Hi, welcome back to Knit for Brains podcast. I'm Laura Brady.
I'm Karen Miller.
This is episode 177
You just looked at that.
I know, of our crafting podcast. You can find us on Instagram, Ravelry, Facebook, and Knit for Brains Designs on Etsy.
You can find me on Ravelry and on Instagram as Loopy Stitcher, all one word, L-U-P-Y Stitcher. And on Ravelry, I do have a few designs underneath Loopy Stitcher designs.
Weather report.
It's beautiful today. We went on a road trip. There was no rain. There was no fog. We were actually, at one point, I was outside without a coat.
Mm-hmm.
So it's actually warming up and kind of drying off for a little bit anyways.
Mm-hmm. Except for we're going to be back down to the 30s this week.
Yeah, and Friday was nice for you. You got out yesterday. I know the one Friday wasn't going to be, you didn't
No,
get your
not
Friday.
yesterday.
But,
Today's Sunday. Friday.
Friday. 2 days ago.
I actually got to go outside and do a run.
Yeah. I thought of you on Friday. Yeah.
That was exciting because, I started off with a hoodie and a tank top underneath and ended up in just the tank top.
In February, mind you.
Got to be like 58.
Yeah.
Which it was gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
There was a little bit of wind, but not like a cold wind.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't bad at all. So,
Mm-hmm.
So that was wonderful. If we could just like keep that around, I'd be quite happy.
Mm-hmm.
Although it did mess with my allergies tonight. And with my body because I was just going for a walk and it was so lovely out. I was like, I'm going to go for a run. And did I do like a mile? No, I did 3.5. And I have not ran since the last time it was warm.
Well, you're a glutton for punishment if you ask me.
I don't like running on the treadmill. It just messes with my knees too much.
Well, you wouldn't want to see this body running. I'll just leave it at that.
I'll do the running for both of us.
Okay.
It'll be fine. All right. So I did do 2 shop updates. One of the shop updates completely sold out. Which if you saw, it was one of the bags that sold out right away was strawberry shortcake. Never fear, I do have a new strawberry shortcake fabric on the way. Megan. I also have a new Care Bears on the way. It's going to be probably about a month before I get those because they are a special order, special print fabric. And then I have a couple other ones that will be coming this week. I do have a few bags left from the very last update. Not a whole lot though, but I will go ahead and show you. Of my, I think I called it sweary fabric. I sold out all but one. I knew they would go fast. I do have some more sweary fabric.
Because y'all have attitudes like we have attitudes.
Yes. I like
we'll
the
leave
sweary
it at that.
fabrics. They like the sweary fabrics. So I have one sock bag left of it. And guys, it kind of covers everything. So, gotta love it. So only one of those left in the sock bag. And then I have just a few left of the Easter print I had put up. It's Easter cookies, and it has bunnies and chicks and gnomes. I only have one in the sock size, and the top is also the inside fabric. So there's one of those, and see the little gnome, guys? He's so cute. So one in the sock size, and I have 3 in the mediums. So I did sell quite a few of those as well. It's exceptionally cute fabric. So 3 of those. That's all on Knit for Brains Designs on Etsy. And there are other ones in there too, and notions and goodies and stuff. So pop over there and take a look. All right. Do you have FOs?
Yes, just 2.
Okay. I have 11. But they will be a quick 11. So if you want to go ahead and go first, that's fine.
Yeah, because one of these was from last time, the one I have the ends pulled in. So I made 2 more dishcloths.
Woot woot.
I'll go ahead and show. I had a big cone in there, and I finished off the cone. So I got this one.
So this is also a whip.
Yeah. We'll do that one as a whip, too. We'll show it all at once. So that's all of the blue that I have left, amazingly enough. The blue seemed to go on forever, especially when you have a cone of it. So I'll just finish it off with this. This is actually peaches and cream.
Mm-hmm.
So finish that off with that one. And that'll be done.
I played in my yarn the one morning. I couldn't sleep for nothing. So what do you do when you can't sleep and your husband's sleeping? You come in and you play with your yarn. That's what you do. I cleared another cubby, so I now have 2 cubbies of crochet.
Yes, you did.
2 cubbies of crochet, and I pulled out sweater quantity from like 5 years ago, which I'll show at some point here, and did a little rearranging and whatnot. So yeah. Okay, FOs. I got a few. And then I have stories to tell when we get to whips, because this last week of knitting was not good.
Oh, did you do more frogging than knitting?
Oh, yeah. Which I'll tell about. So I showed these last time. The main color is Sweet Tea Yarns, Tainted Love. The contrast color was a gray that I had dyed up. So I got the first pair done. So that was good. Those are done. Then, just going to throw those down there. Oh, okay, I know what these are. I have to think for a second. Which I need to take pictures of these. Which is fine because we're doing podcast early today on Sunday because Karen needs to watch the Super Bowl. Laura doesn't. Laura
I don't
does not.
need to, but I'm sure my husband would like the company watching the Super Bowl.
So, and thankfully my husband doesn't like sports. Yay.
Well, the good thing about that is, like, he watches the Super Bowl and I do my crafting.
So, I had said, I think it was last month, whatever, that I am participating in the Year of the Dishcloths 2024 by the Kitchen Sink Shop. So this month is called City of Light Dishcloth, and it is based on Paris, because we're going around the world this time. And the yarn I used was just I love this cotton in the mango colorway that I had gotten at Goodwill. And I pretty much just kept going until I was basically out of yarn. There's nothing you can really do with this.
Yeah.
So, whoop, missed the garbage can. So I got 2, 3, 4 of these done. And look how pretty they are.
Oh, yeah.
So I need to take pictures and post on Instagram to be entered into prizes and that sort of thing. So I do have a total of 4 of those. And
Cute.
I've really been enjoying knitting. I like her patterns a lot.
Yeah.
I've really been enjoying knitting these each time they go up. So it's the first of every month. So I've just been... So when I empty this bag out, I'll have my needles in there. And I will grab another thing of cotton yarn when I go into the closet. And we'll put in here. And I set it up on my ironing table. And the first of the month, all I have to do is grab my bag. I'm good to go. So I'm not having to reset up a bag each time. So that was really nice. So got those done.
And you didn't have to alter that pattern at all in terms
No,
of...
that's the size and
perfect.
the needle size, everything
Not
that
being
she
too
said.
big or...
Yeah. But speaking of altering, we'll go here.
Okay.
You know, this is another dishcloth bag that is stuffed full. So this time around, I used Cascade cotton. And... oh, what was the colorway? Does it have a colorway? It does not. So, it doesn't even appear to have a number. There Isn't that interesting?
How goofy is that?
Oh, color 3774.
Oh, what's a number?
So I kept going until I was out. So I went ahead. I have not hit the garbage can at all. And I did this.
She didn't hit me.
I did this one out of my Easy Knit dishcloths. And if you remember, these came out really large. So the one I did is called, what is it called? Cable stitch. But there are no, you don't cable. But it's called. But it's
it
called
looks like
cable.
a cable.
It looks like a cable stitch, but you do not cable.
Okay.
So yay, that was fun. So I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those, and I adjusted the sizing so that they're just a little small. Thing, because this book tells you like what the multiples are. Not that I couldn't have figured it out, but it makes it even easier.
Well, when you're in a pattern, it's kind of important to know what the multiples are.
Well, you can figure it out just by looking at the pattern, though, is what I'm saying. But it did save me some time of not having to sit and figure it out. But look how pretty they came out. So I got 5 of those done.
You're going to have the prettiest dishcloths there are.
Right? Well, most of these are going to end up being gifted. So they're just being put into the gift bin. And when I need something, they're in there. Cool. I really like this color, too. I thought it was really pretty. So that was the ones that I did out of this bag this time. And I'm not sure. I have the crochet book 2 crochet books in there and the knit book. So it just all depends on, and I have needles for everything in here. So it just depends on what I feel like doing as to what I grab out of there. So this will go back on the couch because there's still more yarn in there and patterns. So there's that.
Oh, it's like a suitcase.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in there. And then my last FO, I showed last time, was from yarn that I had dyed, which I still did not use at all. And I have another skein of this too that's not even caked up. Wow. So I will put this with the other skein. So that's a skein that I had dyed. And I did the newborn vertebrae sweater. I want to say, oh, there's a picture.
Yep. I like that pattern. It's pretty easy.
Well, a lot of people don't like it because there's a lot of purling. And there is a lot of picking up stitches. So even though it's a smaller garment and you think, oh, that's going to go really fast, it doesn't, because it's also in sock weight yarn. And then you, like I said, you have purling and picking up. But it fits them for a long time since it's open and there's no buttons. And because I made the kids version for Olivia and she can still wear it. In fact, sweaters I made for smaller for little man, I've seen them on Olivia still. Because she's just so scrawny, guys.
Yeah. She's tall, though, but...
She's tall, but scrawny. Yeah. But her height is like me. It's in her legs. So she still, as far as torso, can fit in the same size as Lucas is in. So, but here it is. Look how cute.
Turned out cute.
So, that'll go into the gift bin.
I like how that's striped.
Yeah. It really did.
You'd almost question,
really nice.
like, especially right in here on the sides, of whether or not it's, self-striping.
Well, look how striped.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect that is on the arms.
Micro striping that you got going on. Pretty good dye job.
Oh, thank you. It's always fun to see, like, how something knit up that I dyed. I need to get out the yarn and dyes and do some yarn dyeing. I haven't done it in a while, and I always find it to be so relaxing and fun. So that's all my FOs.
Cool.
Now, whips. I've got 5.
I think I have like 7.
But
6 or 7.
Let me tell you what has happened since I've seen you last. It's a cluster. So, remember the blue sweater I showed last time? In DK weight. It was blue. That was to sleeves.
Mm-hmm.
Took it out to knit on it. Knit about a row. And went, I'm never going to wear this. I know I'm not going to wear it. I'm going to be like, oh, it's too warm. Even though it was going to be short sleeves. I'm like, I'm not feeling it. I'm not. I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to wear it. So I tore it out.
Mm-hmm.
So then I'm looking at the yarn, and I'm like, it's a lot of yardage.
Mm-hmm.
And I had 2 skeins. And I got a free pattern for a blanket. I'm like, I'll make a blanket out of it. So I then cast it on the blanket. Did the cast on, did a couple rows, and went, I'm not feeling it. So I pulled that out. I then put away that yarn. I then took out yarn for a shawl. Casted that on. Tore it out, realized I made a mistake. Casted it back on. Got further down. And said, this yarn's too busy for this. You can't see the details.
Yeah, sometimes that happens. Not the right yarn for the project.
So I tore that out. Then I caked up yarn again. And I started a scarf. Got a little ways into it and went, I'm not feeling this. So I tore that out. Then, let me remember what bag this is in. Then I caked up some more yarn. And I cast it on. So I gotten a free pattern. And it was for sport weight. And I had some sport weight yarn that I randomly had. And I'm like, because I have one cubby that has like random yarn. Sport weight, worsted weight, stuff that I don't typically use. And I'm like, let me pull out some of this yarn and look for patterns for it. So I did that, and I found a pair of mitts, which are very simple. They actually remind me of the Point Edward mitts, and I'm like, oh, that's a good use of that.
Yeah.
So they're called Warm and Simple, patterned by Chimpy and the Woolies, and it is for sport weight yarn.
Okay.
Okay. So my sport weight yarn is yarn that I won when my friend had done, wow, that's really tucked in there, a giveaway for her podcast. It is from Lady Furnico Creations. As I said, it was sport weight, and the colorway is Kermit. It's not really my color choice, but I had a person in mind that I would make these mitts for.
That's a pretty good.
Possibly.
Possibly.
So, I casted them on. So in the Point Edwards, I always do the medium, and I went by the sizing, how many inches, for across the hand.
Yeah.
And I got to pretty far in them. I had the thumb on stitch holders. And I tried them on. Thank God I did. Look how big they were.
You can see the gaps in the material.
So I tore them out. Because this is what I've done all this week. And I'm like, I'll cast on the smalls. Okay? And I've about had it with them. So I knit. And I'm now further than where I was before. Got it on the thumb. And I said, let me try those on again. Now, I am keeping in mind, I have a pretty slender hand.
Yeah.
These would not be for me. Because for me, they are still
baggy.
Loosey-goosey. I mean, are they passable? Sure.
Yeah.
I would not feel comfortable in these. They're still loosey-goosey for me. Now, this is now a size small. This is the smallest there is. Now,
So
you try it on, because you have more of a normal hand.
yeah, I'm a normal hand. It's fat. Like the rest of me.
Okay, that's good. That's what I was
I mean, there's
thinking.
still a little bit when I go to bend, but it's not like it's...
You won't want them a whole lot tighter, though.
No.
Okay,
No.
so they are fine. That's why I wanted you to try them on.
Yeah. Well, I was just kind of wondering if...
To decide if I needed to rip again. And if I ripped them out again,
You weren't
I was done.
Yeah. I was going to say, did you change needle sizes when you went from the ribbing to the...
No, they don't want you to. It's all...
Maybe that's where it's at.
It's done on all one, but those are good.
Yeah.
So I'm
work.
fine with those.
Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't know if I was gonna have to rip out again. And every time I rip out, I'm like, yeah, I'm done with that project.
I don't blame you now.
I'm done.
Yeah.
I can't. So, I had the goal of I want to use a bunch of minis up this year, which I'm going to continue to do with, which the scarf was minis and, it all got ripped out. I also want to use up that cubby of random, like worsted, sport weight. I think I might even have a lace weight in there. The stuff that I don't typically use. I'm going to look up. Like when I finish these, I noticed I have sport weight, another sport weight, and I actually have 2 skeins of that. So, I mean, that'll make a sizable project or a set of some sort or a little man sweater or whatnot. So, that's also going to be a goal this year is to clear out that one cubby.
Yeah.
So, then I can readjust.
So, can I point out?
Okay, well, let me tell you what happened. My vase is full.
I had to take a double check.
Okay, let me tell you what's going on there.
Because it was empty last night.
When I cleaned out cubbies to make a second crochet cubby, I discovered a bunch of yarn already caked that isn't quite the 100 grams, but is probably, a lot of it's like 80 grams.
Gotcha.
That I could be using for socks and stuff like that. So all of that sort of
Yeah, because some of these are quite...
bigger yarns, like I could even hold this one double and make a pair of DK weight socks.
Yeah.
I have put in the vase now. So when I go to do a pair of socks, I will go to the vase
Gotcha.
and try to empty that out. So that is why that is full again.
Okay.
I will not.
Just wanted to make sure you were all up to date on
Yes.
her yarn situation.
Yes, things are happening this year, folks.
Thinking of you guys.
Because I don't plan on really. I'm not going to say I'm not going to purchase any yarn because that could be a lie, and I'm not going to set myself up for that. But I'm probably not going to be purchasing much because I have a very large stash. Last couple times I've gone to yarn events, I haven't picked up much. A lot of it's now, I have something that's similar to this.
Yeah.
Or, and I want to use some of what I have before I would invest more into it. We were actually just having a discussion about it today. We have a yarn festival coming up in April that I don't even want to go to.
Yeah, we decided we're not going to.
Part of it was, it was one I stopped going to because I wasn't impressed anymore with it. The variety that they used to have for me wasn't there. Went back to it last year because the one I really like is no longer. And wasn't impressed. And I know part of it was there wasn't a lot of vendors. It was right after the C word.
Yep.
So a lot of them weren't coming back yet. A lot of the dyers that went there and makers stopped because financially couldn't maintain. I had already decided in my mind I didn't want to go. So was going to tell Karen, if you want to go, by all means, go. I personally don't want to go. It kind of came up today. We are going to treat that weekend as a yarn event, but we're going elsewhere, and it's not a yarn event. It's a crafting event.
Which we have to, on the road.
Which we have to discuss because, well, I need to talk to my daughter because it's actually April 21st. And I believe that's the day I get the dog. But I think that's in the evening because I think it's the day before they leave. So I got to find out when they're bringing the dog. And there's a slim chance I might not have the dog.
Let's fingers crossed for me, guys.
Really big. I'm waiting to find out about that. So we might either, and I think that's really close to Easter too, isn't it?
Usually Greencastle was the weekend of Easter, which I was...
When is Easter?
And April. Usually...
it's hard for you because you have stuff.
Is the week prior. But, like, you know, we can always... You know, it's our schedule.
Why is it not showing me Easter on my calendar? When the heck is Easter, guys?
Is it early? Is it in March? Because... I'm
not finding Easter at all.
That starts this week.
Easter. Oops. Easter. Oh, it's April 1st. No, that's 2018. Where's 2024? 2024. Oh, it might be March. No, that's 2023. Let's see. It might be March. Is it March 31st? Cancel. Where the heck is March? Oh, it's March 31st.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's early this year.
So we might, just so it doesn't run into that, maybe do a week earlier, perhaps, will be our thing.
But this way, we'll, like we were saying,
unless you want to,
we'll be able to eat where we want to eat.
Unless you don't want to have to go on a weekend, if you're able to take like a Friday off.
I'm sure I can.
We can go on a Friday.
Yeah.
So we'll discuss. And we will still tell you about our adventures that we have because we will have adventures.
Yeah, hopefully by then we'll both have our glasses back.
Oh, I will. I'm down to, I have a week.
I need to go get
they'll be there.
The doctor.
And, well, I should say hopefully they'll be straightened out because we don't have faith that they're going to be okay this time.
Right.
So, yeah, that's my story of Rippit. Rippit, Rippit. Oh, guys. And I don't know, because I was trying to think, I was just like, was I hitting I lost my knitting mojo? Or was it just the projects I was picking?
I have to go to the restroom, sir.
Or was it the fact that a couple of the projects, like, I did not have people in mind for, so that it wasn't giving me joy knowing, oh, I'm knitting it for this person. Although the scarf that I took out, I did have a person in mind for, and I was really excited about. So I'm not 100% sure what was going on this week, or if I was just in, you know, like sometimes you get in one of those blah moods, and you're just like, whatever. It's just not working for me kind of thing. Maybe that was it. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what was going on with me that I was just like everything. I was just like, I'm done with it. I'm ripping it out. I'm over it. That's just how the week went. I also had a couple projects that are non-knitting that I started, and there's no reason why they're not done and I didn't finish them, other than one of the items I'm like trying to figure out what to do with it, and rather than actually getting it on the cutting table, figuring it out, and being done with it, I just kind of set it aside and didn't go back to it. So kind of the version of Rippit. It's still sitting there. I am going to get it done. I will show it next time. I also, my would-be bag that only needs the yarn weaved around it to, you know, make it fancy. Didn't touch it. Left it sitting on my table right in front of my recliner wearing it, so it was staring at me in the face. So I would make a point of doing it, and I didn't do it. And I have a feeling that's going to be one of those things that sits there and just keeps staring at me and keeps staring at me because I know that part of it is not going to bring me joy. I will like the item when it's done. I just mentally blocked right now as far as that project goes. So, in other news, Peanut had her 5th birthday, guys. I'm just trying to stall until she gets done. So she was really cute. She had I think I talked about this last time. I might have. Yes, we recorded that time. So one of the items I actually ordered her from Temu, she wore last week at for dance class, and it looks so cute on her. Her little leotard. Look how cute. She was excited when she opened it. She was like, "My Elsa. My Elsa." So she felt like Elsa. She had her first dentist appointment, so that was good. She did really well. Actually, they had no problems doing x-rays, and they did a whole tooth cleaning, so that was good. Okay, why is it so dark in here? It looks dark on the TV, but it does not look that dark on the thing. So hopefully it's all right. Our lighting is a little different because we're recording in the afternoon. I forgot what I was saying. Peanut. I don't know what else I was going to say about Peanut. But anyway, she did really well. She got a little Sparkle Award for doing that. Trying to figure out. It looks really, really dark on the TV, Karen.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, it does not look that dark on the screen.
Maybe it's the TV because we were having problems with it earlier.
I wonder if well, now that it lined up now, I wonder if it ain't my TV.
I'm the magic touch.
Yeah, I wonder if it's not my my TV that's going. I never use it.
Yeah,
it's so sad because I have it in here so like I could watch podcasts or whatever when I am sewing. Well, I tend to listen to audio podcasts while I'm sewing, and I put my headphones in. And anytime I have watched, no, I went dark again. Yeah. Anytime I have watched an actual podcast, I just use my phone with the stand, which is dumb because I'm running my battery on my phone dead, and I could be using the TV, but whatever. I'm used to using headphones because when he sleeps during the day, when he's at nights, I couldn't be blaring the TV, or I don't feel like I should be, even though he tells me I'm way too worried about keeping it quiet, but that's just me.
We don't worry about it when I'm here.
Well,
When he goes to sleep.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
all right. Do you want to show some of your whips?
Sure.
I'll do a couple, and then I'll do another one.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's when I say
I was just chit-chatting, trying to
floss. Oops. Good thing I'm almost done with this project.
My foot's asleep.
Really, almost done with this project.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
That's so pretty.
This is Mill Hill Buttons and Beads, the Playful Penguins, which you have seen many a times. I forgot about it, otherwise I'd have finished it up.
All of a sudden I'm freezing, guys.
So, literally, I have all of the beading done now.
It's so cute.
And
I like the little guy poking out of the igloo
igloo over there. And now there is some back stitching within the actual igloo itself. I finished all the trees and the lights and everything. And then there's a star, which somehow I've lost. I know it's in my house somewhere. I think I saw it on my end table, so it might have fell off the end table and onto the floor.
Or underneath
my couch. But if not, I don't think it's that big of a deal that it's going to make that big of a difference.
Oh no, nobody would even know.
Mill Hill
even have
actually
a star somewhere we can dig through.
Oh yeah, Mill Hill actually has frames specifically for these.
Well,
and they're not really expensive, and they have some that have either blue with white stars, or I think with snowflakes on them.
Oh, I think the snowflakes would be pretty.
Yeah. Yep. So. Yeah, because I'm making myself keep from starting this one.
Where'd you
Until
get
I finish
these
that
ones
one.
at? Because wasn't I with you?
This was,
Was this creepy guy?
yeah, this is a creepy guy.
See, he did have some good stuff.
Yeah, if you wanted a Mill Hill, he had a lot.
We might need to go by creepy guys.
Okay.
We don't.
At least we don't need to take the tour.
And it's really not
there
that,
before.
It's really not that much further.
Yeah. No, it's
We might need
15
to go,
minutes.
We might need to go with creepy
Just
guys.
say, hi, we're back.
You got a customer. You can talk their ears off. We had decided that we're going up that way and or down that way.
Mm-hmm.
We weren't going to go by creepy guys, but now I'm thinking we might need to go by creepy guys just to see what's new.
Just to see.
Because he really did have a nice selection of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love my Mill Hills.
If we're making the trip, we might as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're going to go see creepy guy.
Why not?
Plus, I'll give a nice story to tell. Because you know he's going to do something while we're there.
Exactly.
Okay. All right, I'll just do this one.
You left your needle in your hair from the...
You know, I am
You might be
forever
looking for it
doing...
later.
My husband, every time he walks past me, I'm on the couch and I have a needle in there, he's like, I just want to let you know the needle's in your head. Because I'll stick them up there and they'll be like, I lost my needle. And he'll just laugh for a couple minutes and he'll be like, it's in your hair. Well, because when I'm on the couch, I'm always worried about it going under the couch. So if I stick it in there, it doesn't fall out. But I have to stop myself because we'll be out to eat.
Uh-huh.
And I find myself sticking it and he'll be like, hi. Oops. I guess I am out in public. I mean, whatever. I mean, you're with a
What does he
knitter.
expect?
You're with a knitter. Just ignore it.
Yeah.
So, this is nothing. I mean, literally, I just cast on the second pair of socks with the Tainted Love and the gray. So, I do have them started, is what I'm showing you. And look, I got my little one-eyed moo-moo on it. That Ann Tudor made me. My little one-eyed moo-moo. Oh, I will show you these. Hold on. These are kind of acquisitions too, but hold on. So we went to I forgot I threw them in here for safekeeping. We went to a indoor garage sale, which was pathetically small. I thought it was going to be big because it was like community-wide indoor garage sale. I'm like, you know, when they put community-wide, you're like, ooh, there's going to be a lot of, you know, to look at.
Yeah.
There wasn't. But we won't complain because he found something and then I found these. So, I mean, it is what it is. It was like, I don't know, 20 minutes to half-hour drive. Not a big deal. So, I found these Grumpy Bear or Care Bear shoe charms, or is what they are.
Yeah.
And I could use them as they are for progress keepers, but I am going to take off the lobster clasp because they're hard for me to work with my nails, and I like the little round ones because then you can also use them as stitch markers. So I'm going to change them, and I will use them for knitting, and they were $1 a piece.
Yeah.
And they're little Care Bears. So I picked those up.
Sometimes you never know what somebody's going to buy.
I mean, yeah. So I'm excited about using these with my knitting.
When I was getting material for the lady asked me, "Oh, what are you making?" And I told her I have a couple of nativity sets. It's a stand-up nativity set. I need it for the backing for my cross. I do cross stitch. Oh, what kind? Like cross stitch.
Well, you know, it always happens because I
didn't say embroidery. I said cross stitch.
I'll go to quilt stores to buy fabric, and I always, which I know they're just trying to be friendly and chit chat, but it's always the same old things. And when I go to the fabric warehouse, oh, you're making a quilt? No, I don't quilt. And then they look at me
like,
and
what are you doing here?
And I'm like, I know how to quilt. I don't enjoy quilting.
That's a lot of work.
And I mean, I'll quilt bags from time to time. I get a hankering for it. I don't want to do a big old quilt. And what am I going to do with them? And then they'll just kind of be like, oh, well, what are you making? And then when you say bags, they're just like, get this blank look on your face, and you're like, project bags for like knitters, crocheters, cross stitchers, and they still look blank.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
I make bags. That's what I do. Bags.
Then to make it even funnier, I said, not a whole lot of people cross stitch. I said, so I thought, until I got, involved on the internet, and YouTube has done so much for all the crafting, whatever craft you're doing. And of course, this was a older lady that was cutting the fabric for us today.
Yeah, she wasn't really with it though. She was out there.
And she says, oh yeah, you can buy that stuff online now. That checked out Hirschner's and Max. I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah, that's where we go.
That's where I go, right?
Not that there's anything wrong with them at all. And sometimes they do have some nice kits.
Yes, they do.
Depends.
Yes, they do.
What you're looking for and what your price point is.
And I know they have some Nora Corbett and or they call them fancy ladies. That specifically they have kit ups that you can't find any other way, any other place, or you can print out the patterns and stuff. So, they're just like any other. Yeah, they have a time and place and stuff.
Which I'm not one to poo-poo anything. I'm a thrifter.
I even go on there looking for puzzles for my mom because it's hard to find the size that she likes. Without paying $50.
My hands are so cold. All right, you're up.
Okay, I knock out 2 in this one, I think. Where'd it go? Did I not put it back in here? If not, next time. Oh no, it's inside the package that's Karen. Okay, so this is the heirloom Santa. And I'm actually done with the stitching part. He's just chinless, because look at it.
That's not right.
Because that's where his beard goes.
Oh, okay. That's not right.
They do not have you.
You think you're done?
What am I missing?
Right here.
Oh, good thing. Yeah, I am missing that little line there. Sometimes it's good for somebody to look. She's going to check my work.
Your bird don't look right. He's too skinny, Karen.
That's it. That's the pattern.
Are you sure?
Uh-huh.
You're 100% sure?
It looks fatter on the picture.
It does.
But that's it.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, she did miss a spot, though.
Yeah. His glove is floating. So he's a little chinless. And you can see there where he's holding the bird. I forgot the ribbing there in the lighter color. So, but as you can tell from the picture, it's all his beard, which is going to take me time to sit down at the kitchen table and instead of my armchair or my recliner. So then I started another one. I'm almost done with that one too. Whoop. Flying needle here. Sorry.
Oh, my belly's growling. Oh.
And this one is it's a cardinal.
That's one I got from Goodwill.
Yep.
Aww.
So he's almost done. Just like 3 more colors, I think, and then it's the back stitching that'll make it come to life. So, well, that's those 2. So I'm glad I didn't call this a finished object, because it's really not finished if I haven't really finished the stitching.
Okay. I'm going to discuss this one I have on the floor before I forget that it's down there. All right. So I had discussed about yarn that I purchased. I'm gonna go with like 5 years ago. It was back when This person doesn't even dye anymore. She was dying under one name. She changed her name and was dying under that name, and now I don't believe she dyes at all.
Mm.
And this was purchased like back when me and Alisha podcasted. If that tells you anything, okay? And the pattern will tell you how old it is as well. It is the Comfort Fade Cardi.
Oh, wow, yeah.
So, definitely very old. Let's discuss the yarn before I show you. So, this is my main color. You know what? I'm not even going to worry about telling you about the yarn. I'm just going to show it. Because you can't buy this yarn anyways.
Yeah.
So, and this is DK weight. So, this is A, B.
Do you mean hold?
I'm trying to remember which goes next. Hold on, I have extras. That's D. C and D.
Oh.
So that's how it will end up fading.
Very pretty.
And I have doubles of all these that I haven't even caked up yet. So that's how that's going to go. Now, I measured. Well, I had the size already circled on the pattern. And then I went, I better measure. Because we know how it's been lately.
Yeah.
But I believe I stayed with the same size. Yes. So I am doing, I don't know how these sizes go. My pattern's a mess because I had to print a updated version. Okay. Oh no. No. I did not do the same size. I actually did. I went up a size. That's odd. From what's circled here. I had a small circled and I did a medium. I don't know. At any rate, I measured. So we'll see how it
As
comes
long
out.
as you continue to do the same one instead of picking.
I circled. It's circled all through the pattern because that's what I do.
Yeah.
And it is all circled the medium. Probably because of positives or whatever.
Yeah.
But I kept looking at this as I'm knitting it going, but I'm still doing increases.
Yeah.
So I am working right now. I haven't gotten that far. Oops, wrong way. This is inside out. You have to do it this way. I am working right now on fading the first color in.
That's going to be so pretty.
So I am actually quite excited about this. This has been in my cubbies for, and that is actually, that's 4, 5, 6, 7 skeins of yarn that will be out of my cubbies.
Yeah.
Yeah. So very excited about that. So we'll see how it goes. As of right now, it's still bringing me joy, so it's on my needles. And I hope, and this, because I've had the yarn so long, I'm going to tell you what. If I knit this, which I will try it on when I put the sleeves on hold, and I knit, a couple inches, I will kind of try it on. I mean, you can't completely try it on because you have that front that you're adding to it, but you can kind of see a little bit.
Yeah.
If I'm not happy with it, I will rip it back out and do a different size. If I get it completely done and I'm not happy with it, it will be ripped out and reknit it right away because this has waited for so long and I love this yarn.
Yeah.
So this will end up being something.
Yeah.
It will end up being this cardigan. So we shall see, guys. I'm excited though.
Cool.
So yeah, that was my big one. And I sent Alisha pictures. I'm like, I can't remember the order we had these in. I had it written on a piece of paper, which I thought was up on my board.
Yep.
I took it down at one point going, whatever. So I put them in 2 different orders, and I'm like, and I'm thinking to myself, I think this is the order I had them in. And I sent her the pictures, and I'm like, which one? And she's like, OMG, loved that yarn when you bought it, and I still love it. Are you finally doing that cardigan? Yes, I am. And then she told me which one that she liked, and it was the one I had originally thought is how I bought it for that reason. Well, I knew which one was the color A because I only had one skein of it because that one only requires one skein for A. So I had a good starting point.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm excited about this. We'll see.
Awesome.
And that's like old stash.
Yeah.
That was like the beginning, you know what I mean?
So I made a little bit of progress on my Land of Sweet cowl. Since the last time you guys have seen it. I've added another color. I'm actually almost done with this color to move on to the next one.
And it's going to be so pretty.
Where the...
Are you trying to stay in the, like, blue tone?
Blues and grays. Yeah.
Okay.
All of the ones that I picked out for this are in the blues and grays family.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So they all... Like, here's another color that I grabbed. It's really pretty. And then... I think you threw this at me last time.
I threw a lot at you.
Yeah. And it's got blues in it.
That's perfect.
So, yeah. And I'll still have left over because I'm not going to make it the whole length of the actual
Yeah, we
cowl.
had discussed that last time because it's way too tall. So my next one, I did not get that much work on, but I'll show it anyways. Which it was so funny. I told Joan, I'm like, I tore out my sweater. She's like, oh, the Scotch broom. And I'm like, no. I will not tear out the Scotch broom unless I get it done. It's way too big.
Well, I was going to say, unless the size doesn't work for you.
Which it should, because I went down 3 sizes. Yeah. So I would hope that that would be plenty. But, I mean, I guess you never know. So this is a Scotch broom. I am, of course, not doing it as a crop because don't nobody need to see all that. Oh, I found my F-bomb pen. Okay, let me see.
Squirrel.
Squirrel. I didn't knit a whole lot on it, but I did knit some. So from where the Pac-Mans are, up, all the way around I did. Oh, no. No, you don't. Bad Pac-Man. So obviously I still have not seamed it together, which is fine because, I mean, I know I'm still safe. Like, I have a lot to knit in the round yet. Yeah. So I'm not too concerned about that.
Yeah.
My thumb was hurting is why I didn't get a whole lot of work on this done.
Well, I'm sure with all the patterns you like cast on and you ripped out.
And reknit. Yeah.
You did a lot of knitting.
I did a ton of knitting. I just have nothing to show for it, folks.
Sometimes.
Which is
you have that week that happens.
It does not happen too often to me, though.
But that's okay.
That's what's funny.
It's like...
That's why I was like, I don't know what's going on.
Welcome to my world. Why I don't...
I don't know if it was my mojo, if it was just the patterns, the yarn. I don't know. But yeah, you see yarn sitting up there because I have more plans.
Yeah. You're going to be surprised at one of these I pulled out.
Okay, your turn again. My stomach is eating at me.
And...
Oh, stay.
I am doing Gather In by Plum Street Samplers. And if you see, I'm using DMC for most of this. Except see that grass at the bottom? I'm like, doing that all in one freaking color is going to be really boring. So... here's a little bit of purchase. I did end up getting the called for, which is Weeks Dye Works Oscar, so at least it'll look more like grass with the variegation in there. But I have, since I've seen you guys last, I finished the freaking nightmare of a wagon, I started the flowers underneath and had the pumpkin outlined. And then as you can see, the pumpkin is now a sad piece of string. I just have to line it at the bottom here.
Karen.
But right underneath the wheels is the start of the grass. So I'm like, I was kind of halting anyways, just to wait for the thread to come in. So I did get that. So I made some progress on that. I made a progress on several different. You done with your whips?
I only have one left, so
Okay.
if you want to keep going. I was moving up progress.
Then I pulled out, it was a big project week for me.
Well, it must be nice I tried casting on stuff to show the folks.
The Oh Holy Night Nativity. It's been a while. You're not going to see a whole lot of progress on this. But now he's got feet and the sheep has feet.
Well, I mean, that's kind of important.
Yeah, he's got sandals on now. And then I started up in this area putting on some more clothing. So
That's pretty important too.
That's as far as I got on that one. And the fabric on that is fabric by Stephanie. Ariel's Grotto. And it's in 28 count Lugana. And then I have one more. Yeah. And then I'm a glutton for punishment, apparently. Pulled out the Last Supper. And on this one, I actually shifted. I was like, you know what? I'm just not going to do the back stitching right now because I didn't do it through the whole way of the project, and I'm almost done with the darn stitching. So I might as well finish the last page and a half of stitching before I really set this aside forever.
What a great attitude, Karen.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like my would-be bag that I was telling about that's still sitting there because I just don't want to weave the stuff in.
Right. So talk about frogging out, and I can really tell how my cross stitch has changed since when I used to do it. But all of this maroon part, I ended up frogging and redoing it. I'm much happier. And I started doing the hands right in here. And that's where I was at. I was starting to do the hands. I was going to do this hand and go back and do all the flesh colored tones while I was at it that are right in that section. So I think from a back stitching, I'm not going to do a whole lot except their faces, because their faces obviously look really, and this archway, so it looks more like it's truly a cutout archway.
I feel like a lot of times some of the back stitching they tell you to do doesn't even show up.
Yeah, because when I did it at the other end, you can see it a little bit, the difference, but especially with the darker colors,
yeah,
it's harder to tell.
Yeah.
And it's that's a big fight for not a whole lot of product.
Yeah.
Because really all I've done is the back stitching all the way up to here.
And you don't see it.
And down here and his feet. So, whoops. For this section, okay, this has not been ironed. I'm sorry. This girl's not ironed the dang thing.
Well, there's no sense ironing it until you're done.
But I did do the back stitching in his feet to make out that he's wearing sandals. You can kind of tell. But he's back stitched all the way up to his waist in the green. And right here down the tablecloth where that dark gray outline is.
The dark gray, definitely.
You can kind of see that.
It makes it into a fold.
But that dark green and blue, you can't even tell.
Yeah.
The coloring with the shading of the different shades of greens and blues is going to be enough.
Yeah.
So I can see doing their feet, their faces, their hands, cutting that out. And there is some blue lace work that goes in here, which you'll be able to see up against the white.
That.
But otherwise,
I wouldn't worry about it. You do
So,
you.
Yeah. Buddy's not going to care.
No.
He'll just be thrilled to get it.
Oh, I just got goosebumps.
So, that is my last whip.
Okay, so I gotta show my last one. It's another pair of socks for Phil, which I also almost ripped out.
Oh, no.
And I
It
just
really must have been a...
I just think that I'm remembering things wrong. So,
Mm-hmm.
The pattern is wide rib DK weight socks, which is always what I make him.
Mm-hmm.
The yarn I'm using is, the main color is from Showreel Studios. It's Fall Y'all. The contrast color is a Plymouth Peapod. And I started knitting. I'm like, these look so big, but it's Phil.
Yeah.
And like they seem so thick compared to like the DK ones I make for like myself.
This is kind of thick, chunky.
Well, this I always use. That's
Yeah.
the same. That's the same. It's this. But it's just fingering held double like I always do.
Mm.
But whatever. It'll be fine. They're for Phil.
Yeah. He won't care.
So
He won't fuss over them.
no, he always wears them. Oh, he was freaking out the one night because the kids kept hiding his socks and he was so mad. I asked him the other day, I'm like, did you ever find your socks? Yeah. So, yeah, I started him a new pair because why not?
He's got to have a pair of socks.
He's so knit worthy. So there's that. Did you have acquisition? Yes, you do.
Yes, I have a few.
Oh, I gotta go to the bathroom so bad.
Okay, so I got a couple of new patterns. This one is by Blackbird Designs. It's called Winter Wonderland. And for a while, this was retired, but I believe they just brought this back out again and re-released it. And then it also has this little smaller pattern, which is part of it on the back. I will be doing the front. I'm not for sure I'm going to do that whole house white like that. One of Helen D showed this, and she had changed some colors to more blues, and I think I'm going to do some changing of some colors. But I still like it. That's why I got it.
Well, there you have it, folks.
And then to add on to my, because this is when I got the thread, because, you know, you're not just going to buy the thread and just like that's not it, pay for shipping. So, that I already showed you guys. And this is JBW's Designs. This is her Little Drummer Boy, which I'm collecting all of those. So I didn't have that one yet. So I got that. And then we had a field trip today. And along the lines of it was a de-stashing. And I was able, while they didn't have any cross-stitch stuff there, I was able to find me some finishing stuff. These round discs and these wooden ones.
And they have holes already in them, so instant
These
ornament.
do, yeah.
I
It
just
looks like
saw
a few
some of those have
Yeah,
holes.
some of them have holes.
Well, my husband can make holes in those.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. For finishing all my lovely ornaments, $1 a piece. I mean, come on.
Like $1 per package.
Per package. Per package. Sorry about the crinkling.
And she actually got a third package. It was like half a package. So
for
and
50
it was
cents.
50 cents. So,
Yeah. That was pretty darn tootin' good.
yeah.
And a couple other pieces of wooden, more like a plaque style, that I can make. The lady said it was part of a dollhouse that she had built and she took apart. I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah.
It's just a small piece of, wood
lot of
that was
times
already
with-
finished.
Yeah. A lot of times with crafting, it's you repurpose.
Yeah.
You know.
Glue some twine on the back, whatever the heck that is. Glue some rope or twine on the back, and that's another ornament.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, different shapes.
For sure.
So, cool.
Or if you don't want to glue twine, you can just add the little picture hangers on the back too.
Yeah, that
if
too.
you want to just shoot. Mm-hmm. Okay, I only have, I think, 2 items. Yeah, from Thrifting. I went yesterday. I found some Barocco vintage. And it's color 5.
It's red.
5150. It's red.
Mm-hmm.
I only paid 99 cents for it.
Oh, yeah.
So, did I need it? No. But did I get it? Yes. I also got a crochet kit, because did I need it? No. Did I get it? Yeah. Oh, hello, my name is Carl. So, it's a Needle Creations crochet kit. It's a dog, and you can't go wrong with dogs when you're talking, you know, for little kids. And everything's included in there, which I will not use this plastic crochet hook. I don't know why they were made. I will also not use this plastic needle. Do not like plastic needles. Only thing those are good for is like, I really don't use them for plastic canvas neither, but if somebody was forcing me to use a plastic needle, that would be the only thing I would use it on, would be plastic canvas. Or plastic needle. I don't like plastic needles. But at any rate, he was $2.99 for the whole kit, so I was like, yeah, Carl can come home with me. So,
Carl's kind of cute.
Yeah, I brought Carl home. Yeah, when the lady checked us out, it's always the same lady that checks us out. Every time we go in there, she's like, oh, hi again. And she was like, oh, that's so cute. It's like, yeah. So, yeah, it was brand new. I had opened it up to make sure there was written instructions in there and that everything, you know, was in there. So, the yarn's in there. The really cheap plastic, which this I'm wondering. No, it's from 2021. It was just a cheaper kit because most of the other kits come with the nice ones that I like that even have the grippy thing on the and I never went down far enough to make sure the eyes and nose and stuff was there. Not that I care because I have stuff. Yeah, it's there.
Yeah.
And the dreaded plastic needle. So, yeah. So I got that. I was like, nah. Do I need it? No. Am I going to get it? Yes. There's plenty of other stuff that I was just like, no. I'm trying to, like...
Just in a mood this last week.
Well, no, I'm trying to be more selective because I did just de-stash a bunch of my stuff from the closet and whatever to Goodwill. So it's like...
And then to turn around and fill it up again.
Yeah, exactly. So I was trying to be a little bit more, you know, with my purchases. So, so that's all my acquisitions.
Well,
yeah. And I didn't even have those until yesterday.
Yeah.
So that's...
Yeah, we had fun today, though. It was it was the first time we went to this place. A little bit small. They had an area that was a lot bigger. I'm like, oh, I wish they would have had that area. But there were a few vendors there that it looked like, obviously, they were not going to do any sales because they really weren't de-stashing.
They were not de-stashing prices. A de-stash needs to be... Which, I mean, I see that a lot with... people that de-stash on like Instagram or they have Etsy stores and they de-stash.
Garage sales sometimes even they can really outprice you.
If you're de-stashing, I shouldn't be paying full price.
Right.
I mean, because if I'm going to pay full price, I'm going to just order from the maker.
Yep.
You know. And maybe that's just me. Now, if it was something really rare, or maybe that particular maker wasn't making anymore, you know, you can't get it. Possibly then, but typically I'm not paying full price for something that's a de-stash. I'm not going to do it. I mean, I'm cheap, guys. Nothing against you if you will do it. Kudos to you.
Yep. She can find a bargain.
Mm-hmm.
She even got her bargain drink today at McDonald's.
She's laughing at me. You have coupons for McDonald's? Well, yeah.
I looked at her and it's like, should have figured.
I can use my coupon or I can use my points and actually get it for free, but I'm saving my points for when that
So
they don't
for
have the
a big
coupon.
picture.
Because
The big event.
well, no, it's I mean, why use all those points for a nice coffee when they have a deal right now? If you use the app, you get it for 99 cents for any size. I'll get it for the 99 cents, and then when they no longer have that deal and I have to pay whatever it is, 3 something, then I'll use my points.
And she ordered from the bathroom, mind you. I told you. She goes to the bathroom. I go inside, and I'm standing there waiting, and the guy in front of me, he was taking forever to order. I'm like, it's not, he was, no, it wasn't. And I'm sitting there patiently waiting, and I'm like, she's going to come in here, and I haven't even ordered yet. And yeah, I was just ordering.
And I'm like,
when she walked in, she's like, I already put my order in while I was in the bathroom. I'm like, okay. So the young lady behind there goes back. She gets my pop, and I'm sitting there waiting. And we're standing here waiting, and we're standing here waiting. And I'm like, how long is this going to take?
And normally it doesn't take, like, usually it's like right away. I'm like,
But she got her iced coffee.
I mean, she did mix it, though, for
Yeah,
me,
that's what she
so-
said, yeah. There was no
it's-
caramel sitting at the
It's
bottom.
the Fifth
or whatever.
Avenue one. Every time I go there,
Mhm.
they do not mix it. Now, it's interesting. I want to say it's the one over by Goodwill.
Mhm.
How they mix it.
Mhm.
They fill it up.
Mhm.
They put the lid on it, which has the hole where you put the straw.
Mhm.
And they literally flip it upside down on the counter. And they go like this to it. And I'm
You've
like,
seen him do it?
and then they put it back up. Yeah. Like, me and Brett were like, we've never seen anything like that before. I'm like, I don't care. My caramel's not all at the bottom. So,
Yeah.
I mean, yesterday they handed it to me and it was like caramel like that at the bottom. I'm like, okay. That does me no good, guys. Gotta
Yep.
mix it. But some of the McDonald's mix it, some of them don't.
Yeah.
It just all depends. So I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, she got a kick out of me that I had coupons and stuff for McDonald's.
Yeah, and then I was like, well, look at who you're talking to, Karen. She is like a Goodwill guru.
Well, and then I'm standing there playing because if you make a purchase on the McDonald's app, although this makes my husband mad because he didn't get a chance because I'm a valued customer. It always tells me, thank you, valued customer. You're welcome. There's a game right now where like it's like McDonald's and then the hamburger guy will pop up and you have to click on him. And
Like
if you
whack-a-mole.
yeah, exactly. And if you whack hamburger 5 times, then you get 100 points. Well, if you don't do it the first time, they let you retry it until you get the 100 points. So I'm getting an extra 100 points every time I order, plus points from my order.
Yeah.
So while we're waiting, I played my game and got my extra 100 points. Hey,
Shook
I
my
have to
head.
take
Wait
little
patiently.
I have to take little man to McDonald's every week, and I literally we go back to the play area. He sits down, and I'm like, "Take your shoes off, go play. I'm going to order." And I sit at my table and I do my order, and they bring it right out to my table. But I just do it on my mobile app, which that's funny. So little man this week. So when I have him in the car. Either one of the kids, I always turn off any radio, they don't have movies, anything like that to watch, and we talk. And I teach. So I've told before, he knows yellow, red, and green lights. He knows what they mean, so he's always screaming at me, "Grandma, it's red, stop!" He's a backseat driver. Stop sign! And he'll
Teaching them young to be that.
and he'll scare you because you're not expecting it. He'll be quiet as could be back there, and then you're driving along, and all of a sudden he screams, "Stop!" Sign. So we've been working on letters, and we worked the week before, and I was like, well, let's see what he remembers. And I'm like, Lucas, whose name starts with an L? And this is really going to throw teachers when they get them. And he goes, Grandma's. Well, he's right, because I told him my name is Laura. But when he tells a teacher that Grandma starts with an L, they're going to be like, what?
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, well, who else's name starts with an L? Lucas. Good boy. Okay, whose name starts with an O? Sissy, which is right, Olivia. And then I was trying to think, oh, have I gone over anything with him? And he looks at me, he goes, Grandma, what does, and they have a dog named Packer, but the kids always, it comes out Papper. He says, Grandma, what's Papper start with? So I taught him that this week, P. So we'll see if he remembers it next week. And I've decided the letter for next week is going to be D, because I can use dog, duck, and dad. So it'll be like 3 he'll be learning. This kid is like a sponge. Yeah, I've never seen a kid like him. Like, he wants to learn. Like, if you're going over colors with him and he does his colors, which he's really, really good at, he'll then like start pointing and he'll be like, well, what's this? And what's this? And what's that? Like,
he's curious. Oh, like, wonderful.
He is so curious. He's going to be smart as a whip. And he is going to be like Grandpa Brett. He is so curious. And this child, so the kids, you know, they all have iPads and they both know how to work their iPads and whatever. But occasionally, Peanut struggles with things. So they like have puzzles on there and you put the pieces in there. And I'll see that she's having issues. And she'll look at him and be like, Lucas, help me. And he's just like, phew, and it goes. So like he has that mind that he knows where stuff goes. And he's going to be very much like Brett, wanting to know how things work and taking things apart. And Brett's quite excited about it.
Oh, I bet he
because
is.
He's like, wow, I'm going to have to start teaching him how to do things. Because then when we get old and I can't do stuff here at the house, we can call the grandson, because we can't call his father. Phil cannot do it. If they buy something and it has to be put together, my daughter has to do it. So typically, when something is done at their house that Alisha can't handle, Phil contacts Brett. But Brett's like, it's going to eventually get to the point that I can't do some of this stuff, and then we're going to have to pay people, He's like, if I start teaching him, then we can just call him over. So Grandpa Brett has, and he was telling me about some electronics board thing, and and you hook things, and I remember I had one, and it was so much fun. I'm gonna have to get him one of those.
Well, you can call her over to do the crafts, and then he can come over and do all the fix-its.
Yeah. So Brett's really excited about that. It was kind of funny, because I was telling him the story about how he's just he just wants to learn everything, whereas Peanut's just like, I don't care. And little man's he's like all about
unless it's a unicorn.
That child and unicorns. Oh my gosh, yeah, unicorn everything. So I think we've been through it all. You want to tell the folks the things?
Sure. If you like these shenanigans, you want to like, subscribe, and ring the bell.
Go to Etsy, Knit for Brains Designs. Check out everything that's in the shop. As always, we do offer free U.S. shipping. So, yay. I like it when the shops offer free shipping. Because, shipping is expensive if you have to pay for it. Or it can be quite expensive if you have to pay for it.
That can prevent me from ordering something.
Well, yeah, I will admit, sometimes if I find an item and it's paid for, I add it to my cart. And then I go back in and I look again, and then I find somebody with free shipping, and then I do a cost comparison. With the shipping versus, I mean, in this day and age, you have to.
Exactly.
And we already talked about I'm thrifty. That's what we're going to call it. I'm thrifty. We're cheap. So, we should be able to, when is 2 weeks? I don't think we have anything. It'd be the 25th. we should be good to go for the next one.
Sounds good.
So we will see you guys in 2 weeks.
Bye.